the political landscape. This is KQ, truth for you. Political honesty rooted in God. This is KQ, truth for you.
Good evening. Welcome to KQ. I'm Ken.
I'm Kevlon.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is KQ, the truth for you. For you.
Good evening. Welcome to KQ. I'm Ken.
I'm Kevlon. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Today we're going to take a walk into reality land.
Oh yeah, we got some folk on deck that are saying some things that seem contrary to my belief.
Conventional wisdom is that black people are moving in Trump's direction. I don't know where they're getting this from, and maybe they are factually accurate in that some black people may be moving in Trump's direction. My suggestion, though, is it's not for a cause. I don't see any reason why there should be any kind of mass exodus from the Democratic Party, which has been serving the black community and delivering results, especially under Biden. I can go through all of these things, look through all our other videos if you want proof. It's all there. But now we're gonna explore the idea that because Donald Trump is a convicted felon, now that's even more of a reason for black people to support him. That's what is being posited on this video. Now, this is a video with people sitting in a barbershop here, well, not here, but in Atlanta, Georgia, and sitting there with some prominent black Congress people. And they look like a bunch of people, I would call them stepping fetchit,
Wretched, flashlet,
ratchet.
Wretched. Hot dang.
So,
yeah.
This to me is strange, but we're going to flip from that and we're going to go into some footage and we're going to compare Donald Trump's criminality to the criminality that they're referring to in their question to Donald. So it's a lot of footage here, but we just picked out this one spot. So let's go ahead and listen to what this guy's justification for black people moving over to Trump is, and let's analyze this thing.
Right.
Last question, Mr. President. Coach?
Yes, Mr. President. How are we doing today, sir?
Hi, Coach.
All right. My question is, in the black community, it's been made a big deal about how you have been kind of railroaded here as far as your court cases go and everything.
Yeah.
And the support that you'll receive from the black.
So he's already made a big, huge mistake. He's already said that Trump was railroaded in his court cases. And black people support him because of that. I mean, in just that little bit, he said that. Put it back just a little bit, Ken.
And then they ended. Jay Tapper said, all right, that's enough. We're not going to listen to him. So they cover the whole primary, but they don't cover my victory speech. So, am I going to get a fair? Probably not. But it would be very good for CNN. They're having a lot of ratings problems. I think it would be very good for CNN, actually, in terms of its credibility. It'll be interesting to see.
All right, last question, Mr. President. Coach?
Yes, Mr. President. How are we doing today, sir?
Hi, Coach.
All right. My question is, in the black community, it's been made a big deal about how you have been kind of railroaded here as far as your court cases go and everything.
Yeah.
And the support that you'll receive from the black community is kind of like a sympathetic kind of support, because it's understood that we've received similar, not even similar, but basically we've been railroaded since the day we came here. We felt that way, right? So if you can acknowledge that you're getting support from black people because of this, then we can kind of acknowledge that we have been getting railroaded. So my question is, what can you do about those Alvin Braggs on your side that have been doing such railroading from the time? What can we do about those Fonnie Willis's and Alvin Braggs that are,
Okay, there's so much in that.
A ton. Fonnie Willis, Alvin Bragg. First of all, Alvin Bragg is not in Georgia. He's up in New York somewhere.
And I'm sure this guy has no idea what's going on with any cases that Alvin Bragg has prosecuted.
He don't even know what's going on with Fonnie Willis in them. So, boy, Trump did so much stuff down there in Georgia that seems a whole lot criminal to me and to a whole lot of people. And the question the guy just asked is off the chain.
I mean, first of all, like you mentioned, stuff went on that was wrong in Georgia. First of all, there's been several people that have already, pled guilty.
Yes, they pled guilty.
Even the Kraken lawyer, even Sidney Powell, pled guilty.
My goodness.
And she was Trump's main TV lawyer. She was standing there next to Rudy Giuliani all day, every day. On camera.
And she pled guilty because
she already pled guilty.
Knows what was getting ready to happen if she did not plead
This
guilty.
was a RICO case. That means there's a whole bunch of people involved and they're all implicated for the same crimes. And this guy in the yellow shirt, which I'm just sure he's really not informed all that much, and bless his heart. But he poses the question to Trump from a perspective of, you've been railroaded.
Yeah, and when the railroad was not the case, ramrodded maybe,
yeah,
but railroaded no.
After you commit the crime, just because you are caught, that does not mean that black people are going to automatically support you.
Right. I mean, as a matter of fact, there are some black people that committed crimes that I do not support.
Yes, and there's some black people that actually did not commit crimes that I support, that I wish that the criminal justice system hadn't went after them. But those are only in the instances that I found out all of the details about those cases. He apparently has no details about Trump's case in the state of Georgia. But at the same time, he wants Trump to make an affirmation about how he handles those black prosecutors, such as Fonnie Willis, as it relates to how they handle black people. And he admitted that he was actually talking about people that committed crimes. So this whole question is really kind of, it's really, listen to it one more time and tell me.
No, not one more time. We're finna keep it going.
Well, forget about it.
We got to hear the answer.
You're right.
Right now, sending some poor black person to jail for some crime that they're doing.
Well, it's an amazing thing when this happened. Wow. And as you saw, all the legal scholars say these are not cases. These are not cases should be brought. It's just a terrible thing. It's weaponization, and it comes out of the White House. Even when it's city and state, comes out of the White House in order to attack a political opponent. But since that happened,
my question is, why don't you win while you're in court, Donald Trump? I can go over case after case after case. There were 61 cases regarding election activity that you claim were fraud. You lost every one of them except for one that was on the technicality that wasn't significant and didn't show no fraud. You lost on your Trump University case right before you were inaugurated. You lost while you were president in your Trump fraud case with your nonprofit, Trump Foundation. Mm-hmm. It was disbanded. Your children had to go to school. You lost when it came down to your business fraud, your business, accounting guy. He's in jail right now.
Yeah, Weisselberg.
Yeah,
Weisselberg's in jail.
You were found guilty.
Yeah, the company's got to pay like $400 and some million in back taxes for fraud, where they committed fraud on the paperwork filing with the company. Then you move on to my girl, E. Jean Carroll.
Yeah,
my goodness,
you got caught up there, and 83 million and five
guilty as charged. Same thing, adjudicated rapist.
The judge that oversaw that case called you a rapist on paper in writing for a reason, based on the evidence that he saw during the case.
Yep, 34 felonies for falsifying business records.
But he's been railroaded. The guy in the yellow shirt says he's been railroaded, and this is why black people will support you.
Yeah, I don't know any black people with those particular charges.
And let's not forget that 3 of his cases are being delayed right now.
Yeah.
How many dudes look like the dude in the yellow shirt cases would have been delayed the same way, where the Supreme Court gets to hold on to your case and all of that and keep you from going to jail?
2 tiers of justice.
Two tiers.
Yeah, they call it.
It's a what is it? Weaponization.
Yeah. Hey, I don't play the rest of this answer, man.
No, we ain't playing no more of that answer. We're gonna move on to the next one.
Play the rest of the answer. Hit play.
The black support, I think my representatives will tell you this, the black support has gone through the roof.
Yes, it has.
And I guess they equate it to problems that they've had. But since this has happened, like the mugshot is the best. It just beat Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra by a lot, by the way. Beat it by a lot. But that's the number one mugshot of all time. It's really an amazing thing. Since it happened, the support among the.
All right, first of all, this is a mugshot that says "Never surrender."
Yeah, when
So
you go to get your mug shot, that means you
surrendered. So and despite that basic irony, the brothers are sitting down there looking, shaking their head, like smiling, and this guy is literally sitting here just bragging about he's got the number one mug shot of all time.
Yeah,
this is not serious discussion, okay, at all on any level. And these guys are sitting here clicking their heels like they're getting ready to go home. I mean,
The black community and the Hispanic community has skyrocketed. It's been amazing, really been amazing. It's been actually very nice to see.
Mr. President,
You know, it's in one way you say, "Gee, isn't that too bad?" But the truth is, it's really a lovely thing when I see that. We have great support now in the black community and in the Hispanic community.
That's true.
Great support.
I'll say before you leave, Mr. President, I'm a veteran.
yeah.
So
A bunch of gibberish about nothing. After a question that was about nothing, that was based in falsehoods from the beginning. I don't get it. I don't see why we are taking Trump seriously, especially as it relates to the black community.
Yeah, he thinks that because he got arrested for a RICO case where he did all kinds of felonious, crazy stuff, trying to send fake electors down and the whole 9 yards. That
Fake electors pled guilty. Some of them.
yeah. Now he wants to say that the black community is following him and loving him because
he happened to be indicted.
Yeah, for
It don't matter whether you did it or not.
Yeah,
it just matters. You know, since I get indicted and I'm a rich white dude, you know, I know the black people can relate to me now because most of they behinds been indicted too.
Yeah,
They can relate to indictments because they black.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what he's saying. And these guys are sitting here in a barbershop acting like this is a premise
in Atlanta, Georgia,
from which to spring. Oh
man, do y'all know what happened in Atlanta, Georgia? Hold on, wait a minute. This is what happened. A little something what happened in Atlanta,
in
Georgia.
The same place down the street from these guys. Didn't they say Fani Willis and Bragg should we should keep the black people from being messed with by them? Yeah. Well, here's the case Fani Willis is involved in, and we'll see, does she have a leg to stand on? Most people have not listened to the tape where Donald Trump sat on the phone with the Secretary of State of Georgia and basically broke laws and used the power of the presidency to try to persuade the Secretary of State of Georgia to throw the election in his favor without any procedure, any evidence, and any process that's in law. This is what is on tape. I urge you to listen to the full tape. This is incredible information.
It's all still online.
It's incredible. It's on YouTube. Just type in Trump Raffensperger or Raffensperger. Is
Ying. Yeah, white guy in Georgia. Y'all know it.
So look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state, and flipping the state is a great testament to our country, because, you know, and there's just, it's a testament that they can admit to a mistake, or whatever you want to call it, if it was a mistake. I don't know.
If we could just go over some of the numbers, I think it's pretty clear that we won
We won very substantially, Georgia. We have at least anywhere from 250 to 300,000 ballots were dropped mysteriously into the rolls. Much of that had to do with Fulton County, which hasn't been checked. We think that if you check the signatures, a real check of the signatures going back in Fulton County, you'll find at least a couple of 100,000 of forged signatures. The bottom.
Hold on. First of all, I just want to say, y'all got to listen to these run-on sentences this dude is doing, man. Y'all talk about cognitive decline. This was way back right after the last election, man. Check out these sentences. Y'all write it down, listen to it, record it, do what you got to do.
Bottom line is when you add it all up, and then you start adding, 300,000 fake ballots. Then the other thing they said is in Fulton County and other areas, and this may or may not be true, this just came up this morning, that they are burning their ballots, that they are shredding ballots and removing equipment. They're changing the equipment on the Dominion machines, and then that's not legal. And they supposedly shredded, I think they said 3,000 pounds of ballots. And that just came to us as a report today.
Look, man. All right. So he just told him to find him 11,780 million votes.
The president of the United States on the phone with you, sitting there with his lawyers, meaning he should have done his homework, telling you to find votes. Right.
Right. And then here's the good part. This is the part I like the most, where they didn't play this clip much, but this is where he literally threatens the man with legal action if he don't adhere to his demands. Yeah, check this part out.
Okay. Whatever. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. Look, here's the problem. We can go through signature verification and we'll find hundreds of thousands of signatures if you let us do it. And the only way you can do it, as you know, is to go to the past. But you didn't do that in Cobb County. You just looked at one page compared to another. The only way you can do a signature verification is go from the one that signed it on November, whatever, recently, and compare it to 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, or even one. And you'll find that you have many different signatures. But in Fulton, where they dumped ballots, you will find that you have many that aren't even signed, and you have many that are forgeries. Okay? You know that. You know that. You have no doubt about that. And you will be at 11,779 within minutes, because Fulton County is totally corrupt, and so is she totally corrupt. And they're going around playing you and laughing at you behind your back, Brad. Whether you know it or not, they're laughing at you.
That sounds like that movie Carrie. They're all gonna laugh at you. Man, it's like you sitting at the crib at a sleepover and you telling your boy to do something stupid or else everybody gonna laugh at him. I mean, what the heck is this mess, man?
Yeah.
This is actual president of the United States at the time.
Yeah.
Good God.
And you've taken a state that's a Republican state and you've made it almost impossible for a Republican to win because of cheating, because they cheated like nobody's ever cheated before. And I don't care how long it takes me. We're going to have other states coming forward pretty good. But I won't. This is never given. We have some incredible talent. Said they've never seen anything. Now the problem is they need more time for the big numbers, but they are very substantial numbers. And I think you're going to find that they. By the way, a little information. I think you're going to find that they are shredding ballots because they have to get rid of the ballots because the ballots are unsigned. The ballots are corrupt. And they're brand new and they don't have seals. And there's a whole thing with the ballots, but the ballots are corrupt. And you're going to find that they are, which is totally illegal. It's more illegal for you than it is for them because you know what they did and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense. And you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer.
Okay, so he is talking from the very top of the executive branch of the United States of America, telling this man that he is going to be corrupt if he don't try to figure out a way to overturn this election. And tell me how that is not illegal when this man did not get enough votes. He on the phone begging for 11,780
He's on the
votes.
phone threatening.
And threatening.
Threatening legal action if they don't find votes. Now, listen, go through this call, y'all. We ain't playing none of it. Like, it's a whole hour and something long. Go through the call, listen to it. And y'all tell me that y'all would be just as cool and comfortable and calm if Joe Biden had done the exact same call.
My goodness.
Calling, think about it.
Calling the doggone Alabama and telling them folk they better find some 11,000 votes.
Or better yet, Barack Obama. If Barack Obama was doing this call,
my goodness,
they would have already turned the world upside down if that had happened.
All the way upside down. All right, we got one more little clip from this thing. This is
and did you notice how good Donald Trump rambled in that?
Man, his coherency.
We could have did a whole show. We could have did a whole show on that.
Man,
yeah, he's so coherent, and Biden is mushmouth.
Yeah, man, we need to get a dang on psychiatrist down here and try to figure this crap out.
You need to do a sentence diagram to do that. You need a poster board and a whole bunch of arrows.
Yeah, they need to send him in there for MRI, CT scans or something. Hey, check this.
Hey, maybe according to their logic, here, some Mountain Dew will fix that.
Yeah, maybe you need to drink some Mountain Dew and take some anti-dimension meloxicams or something.
Misoprostol.
All right, we got one more, man. One more. Let me see where it's gonna pop up.
Oh God.
The county next to it. So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes, fellas. I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break. We have that in spades already, or we can keep it going, but that's not fair to the voters of Georgia because they're going to see what happened. And they're going to see what happened. I mean, I'll take on anybody you want with regard to Ruby Freeman and her lovely daughter, a very lovely young lady, I'm sure. But Ruby Freeman, I will take Freeman. I will take on anybody you want. And the minimum, there were.
Wow.
Man, didn't Rudy Giuliani them get hemmed up, have to pay a whole lot of money to Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss and the very lovely daughter.
So not only did Donald Trump go to his rallies and stand in front of all of these people, plenty of them with a whole lot of guns and a whole lot of willingness and a whole lot of hatred for Ruby Freeman, but he went in front of all of these crowds, mentioned her name over and over, and said that she cheated and stole votes and basically rigged the election in Georgia single-handedly as a poll worker. So the president of the United States reached down from the top of our government and attacked a black woman that just happened to be on video working and doing her normal job. I want y'all to weigh this now. How many presidents go and attack individual citizen working in a voting poll office?
Hadn't happened. No.
And he did that. Now that shows what kind of character he has. That one thing is pretty dang significant. But if you look at the veracity of his claim, his lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, did the same thing that he did. Basically, the lawyers decided to go after Rudy Giuliani instead of going after Donald Trump. They could have gone after Donald Trump the same way. It would just cost them more money. And they know that Donald Trump is more adept at prolonging and delaying. So they decided to take the path of least resistance to get their clients millions of dollars. And they did it. And Rudy Giuliani's got to sell his apartment in New York as a result because he has to liquidate to pay Ruby Freeman that Donald Trump just attacked. But it was not only that, it's the threat on these people's lives. You only have one life to live. And these people volunteered to go and work in the polls. And next thing you know, the president of the United States is sitting here on a phone call with the Secretary of State of Georgia telling him that this person, this individual, did a criminal act, and he was totally backwards false, totally, just like he is on all of his other cases. So let's get it clear. This was a massive attack, and the only reason he did it was because she was a black woman. Right. And you're telling me that these guys sitting in this barbershop, those guys don't know anything about this tape. They don't know anything about actually what Trump did that's criminal or not, but they are attacking the prosecutor on this tape and asking the president, how does it feel to be railroaded because of Fani Willis? But Fani Willis is actually protecting Ruby Freeman, who Trump attacked from the presidency. I mean, let's get this straight now.
Yeah, and America. You can't leave America out of it.
I don't want a president, first of all, that would attack any U.S. citizen individually that has not jeopardized really anything.
Yeah,
it hasn't committed
all
any
they did
crimes.
was just did their job, man. That's why Rudy Giuliani got to pay that money. They just hadn't got around to suing Trump yet,
and
but
now,
it's coming. They waiting on all these other cases.
And now the poll workers are short. People do not want to go and work in the polls anymore because if they do, they think that they might get targeted just like Ruby Freeman did. It has a ripple effect. And if you look at what is it that's going to cause our society to erode, it is the acquiesce of certain acts where you have people punching down and beating the crap out of the little men that are actually making the system go. Ruby Freeman is the type of person we need. Now we have less Ruby Freemans because this Ruby Freeman, her life was put in jeopardy because she had a bunch of people coming, showing up at her house. The FBI called her and told her that she needed to move. She ended up moving. She had to change her name, identity, everything to get away from these, I'm going to just say it, these maggots that they come out like roaches. And except they got sawed off machine guns.
Yeah, with bump stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, y'all need to let a criminal be a criminal, man. Don't try to follow that criminal just because you think he's in blackface.
Just treat Trump like you would treat Barack Obama if Barack Obama did the same thing he did.
Please.
Whether you black or white. Can you do that? Can you do it?
No.
I challenge you to do it.
Man, I challenge you to keep your head up, love somebody, be strong, be peaceful, give somebody a hug, man. Do it for the cake cube.
Yeah, Ben Carson said it best.
And hug somebody for love. Hot dang. Cake cube.
Cake cube. Montgomery.
Yeah.